We have a very special moment now, so we've chosen Congress to do that. We're celebrating the first graduates of the Executive Masterclass Programme. This programme has supported senior leaders within co-ops to develop their understanding as co-op leaders, how you apply the values and principles and the different models. And so today is all about recognising that achievement, and then also looking forward to the next cohort. So in terms of just quickly why we did this, we had conversations with the CEOs of our retail societies a couple of years ago now, and we looked at the importance of induction programs and how we can make sure that we can take advantage of the opportunities that we have in the movement. So target to double the size of the co-op economy, International Year of Co-ops, and how we can really talk about the co-op difference within our own co-ops, but also when we're out talking to others, but also acknowledging the difficult trading conditions and economic challenges that we need to cooperate. And I would say added on to that now also the question around cooperative education in the UK as a whole, and looking at what we actually need as a sector. So in terms of the actual sessions that the masterclasses covered, there was a range of topics, a range of methods of delivery. It was specifically for this first pilot for the senior leaders or potential senior leaders within our retail society cooperatives. We had a sold-out first cohort, so we had 11 people, and then 2 people who pick and mix a couple of the sessions. So they were designed to provide a grounding in cooperation, so everyone could then take back the values and principles to influence their work, their decision making, and how you actually apply the values and principles. We had some special guest speakers. So the first one there, I am going to talk about that one because it was mine, but the feeling is mutual. That was very much about providing that grounding to the masterclass attendees around what a co-op is, what a mutual is, what the values and principles are, and also sharing information about the wider movement. So it's not just about retail co-ops, it was sharing that information about all the different types of co-ops that we've got in the UK. Through to sessions like Every Cooperative Tells a Story, that was a in-person session as part of the retail conference, very much around how you can tell the stories of your cooperative, and then hopefully also how they could go back to their boards and their colleagues and tell the stories about the masterclasses. One of the guest speakers was Dame Pauline Green, so she had in conversation with our CEO Rose Marley. Pauline was a huge inspiration to me when I first joined the movement, and so I think enabling the masterclass attendees to have that conversation with Pauline and with Rose, it was kind of a big powerhouse kind of team and moment for the masterclass attendees. So I'm just going to show a short extract of the conversation that Rose had with Pauline.
And that was done by this movement. And that was one of the first things that I did that actually made me realise that by collaborating, firstly at home and then abroad, using the strength of your UK home collaboration, we could actually win things. And this was a Thatcher government, and I was a Labour co-op MEP. I got elected to the European Parliament, and I was an MEP. And then I had the great joy of when the Food Hygiene Directive came to the Parliament, I became the rapporteur. I took it through the European Parliament. All the changes that were made to it, the amendments, were my amendments after working with the industry. And all my legislation came into force in the UK, in Margaret Thatcher's government. And I was actually Margaret Thatcher's MEP in Finchley. It was a wonderful, ironic moment, and I made the best of it. But it just shows what can be done when this movement works together, with right and consumer protection at its heart. And I think that's quite an important tale, because it does demonstrate how I learnt some of the skills that later went on when I became President of the International Cooperative Alliance and Chief Executive of Co-ops UK.
you. So second cohort is incoming, so if people are interested in joining, we're collecting feedback currently, we're redesigning the programme based on that feedback. We'll be widening the potential audience as well. So as I say, the first one was for our retail cooperative society members, so we will be widening that out when we go out in July, and you can just drop me an email if you're interested in being part of that, or any colleagues. So I'm going to ask each of our masterclass cohort to come up onto the stage. I'm going to invite our chair, Cheryl Barrett, to come up. And then we're going to have a short question and answer so you can find out a little bit more about the programme. So we've got 6 of our masterclass attendees here today. So first of all, I'll bring up Craig Strachan, Chief Financial Officer from ScotMid. Please run the right order. Thank you. And then we have Sam Winter, Chief Retail Officer, East of England Co-op. And we've got Kevin Kelly from Channel Islands Co-operative, Society Secretary. And Michelle Kem, Chief People Officer for was Mid-Counties, now our co-op. And Stacey Taylor, Deputy CEO from Tamworth Co-op. And Ornella Rikichi, board member from our co-op. And thank you, Cheryl. And just to say, we also had Sharon McSorley, People and Performance Business Partner from ScotMid, who couldn't be here today, Karen Bennett, Chief People Officer from Lincolnshire Co-op, and from Co-op Group, Vicky Queck, Gary Williams, and Alex Crate. So congratulations to you all. And we're going to hear just a short amount from ScotMid. Craig, do you want to come up?
I'm Craig Strachan, CFO at ScotMid Co-op, and I was really pleased to be invited to join the Masterclass programme and found it very valuable from learning, co-op understanding and general networking. Emma's asked me just to speak for a couple of minutes about the experience and what we've used and how we've used what we learned in the programme, both personally and within ScotMid. I tried to distill this into 3 ways that I have tried to practically apply some of these learnings within our society. So I'll start with day 1, as Emma mentioned, back in September last year when we met in Manchester for the first time. These sessions really hit home on the better methods that cooperatives can do business. As we work through the society strategy, many of these learnings in communication, collaboration and breaking down internal silos have been critical in language that we've used in writing our wider ScotMid strategy. This is particularly insightful for me coming from a non-co-op background. We also covered co-ops and technology, which has been at the forefront of my thinking as part of my remit looks after our technology and IT function. We've recently recruited a new head of technology, and ways that we use our cooperative model for the better has been front and centre in the ways that we've been designing our IT strategy and the platforms that we use, the data ownership, AI and beyond, which may and possibly should lead to more Principle 6 in action going forward. We were also fortunate enough to hear from Professor Melissa Taras on technology and cooperation and her amazing journey with Transcribus. Melissa and I have actually met since the Co-op Masterclass, and we've been speaking about ways that we can work together going forward, showing the power of the network of the Masterclass programme as well. And the final comment I'd make is on the Masterclass we had as part of the Co-ops UK Retail Conference in Glasgow, where we heard from Steve Rawlings on better ways to tell our cooperative story. This has helped informing some additional thinking on how we can better market what we do and what a fantastic movement that we have, but we sometimes struggle to articulate that or shout about how good the co-op movement can be. Practically, I also took back some learnings on our website and how we as ScotMed can better tell our story. So our website has been updated and improved as a result of the masterclass. So that's been a very quick whirlwind tour of some of the learnings that I've taken and impact and change that that's made in my journey in ScotMed. And overall, it's been a very valuable, full of lessons, and I'm sure that will just be at the start of applying some of the learnings over the last 9 months. Thank you.
Okay, so I'm going to come to Nella, if that's okay, first. What do you think was one of the main takeaways that you took away from the masterclasses to take back to our co-op?
So one of the main takeaways, I think I was particularly touched by the session we had about storytelling, because I think it is a very effective way to communicate maybe a foreign concept. And I feel like in my everyday conversations, I'm able to articulate what I do with the co-op movement. And when people can relate to my stories, they're more interested in what I do and they want to ask questions and they want to get involved themselves. So I realized that I gain a lot of confidence from this program, and I'm very grateful for that. Thank you.
Stacey, what did you take away from the program?
So for me, I didn't come from a cooperative background, so I've only been part of the cooperative background for the last 2 years. Pretty much worked in private equity and lots of businesses that operate very differently to a cooperative. And I think it was just that things are different. We can do things differently. We can be commercial, but also follow our values, and people do matter. So trying to balance that up was a real take for me out of this.
And have you been able to apply that in your role at Tamworth?
Yeah, so I mean, it's sort of the people aspect and our people mattering have absolutely been crucial. And just when we're making decisions about operating models and certain services, not fundamentally thinking of it as a profit making situation, but by delivering a service, you actually enhance your commercial value anyway, because you create that loyalty within all of your members. So one particular area may not be profitable, but the whole does.
Great. And Michelle, can I just ask you, is there any particular masterclass or presenter that really influenced you, or that you've really been able to take something away from what you heard?
Yeah, I think I also found the storytelling one particularly good, because it makes you really think about how you communicate to your colleagues, to the society, to your members. So that really helps, because I think you kind of learn your own style of communication, and sometimes it's good to take a bit of a step back from that. I know that there was one particular line that came out of that, and he had a diagram, which obviously you'll have to imagine, but he was saying how you can fall into a hole, but you can't fall out of a hole. So you need to help people think about how, if they're going through change or they're on that change curve, how they can actually help themselves come back out of that. And that really stuck with me. I mean, it was all amazing, the whole kind of suite of programs, but there were a couple of kind of nuggets that I've really been able to use. Yeah.
Kevin, is there anything that you particularly took away from the program?
Well, I'm relatively new to the co-op world as well, and I don't think I understood the extent, the global reach of the co-ops. And for me, co-ops were primarily just retail co-ops, so it was really interesting to learn about, well, all the work that's been done around the world for co-ops. And one of the things that sticks out for me that I'm going to take to our co-op for next year is to report against the principals, which is something that apparently has not been done a lot, but something that I want to do. And then the other thing is I've gotten so much value from this that I'm going to recommend it to our board, to our executive team, and also to our heads of. I think more people should do this to understand the co-op.
Great, thank you. I think, is there anything else that anyone has actually taken away and used within their co-op? Obviously, you've given some great examples already, because it was designed to be quite a practical program, different maybe from some of the more academic leadership programs already out there. So yeah, is there, Sam, I don't know is there anything that you've taken back to East of England that's been maybe acted upon or that you've acted on?
I think all of the masterclasses had nuggets. So I've been in the movement a minute or two, and just reconnecting actually. And bringing to life. I think the storytelling was really, really powerful. I think that it was great to be able to kind of remind yourself how important it is to keep narrating the story. It's really easy to be so caught up in what you're doing every day that you forget to talk about it and to keep those connections alive. The triple bottom line, really, really powerful for me, and some of the work that we're doing already was really brought to life through that final masterclass that we did. But I think all of it, Emma, for me.
Great. And what would you say to someone that might be considering signing up as part of the second cohort?
Just do it. It's really, really simple. It was so easy. It was so accessible as well. The fact that we could join online, we're from all across the UK, aren't we? So just do it, but do it with curiosity. Come prepared to challenge your own thinking a little bit. So I've been in the movement a long time, and I don't think I'd forgotten, but I think things had just become natural and a way of being. So be prepared to challenge your own thinking, and use it as a force to bring some good, because it absolutely does do that, connects you back to your communities. It helps you be stronger, and it helps you to create that meaningful work that's really important to keep our communities. So just do it. Really simple.
Craig, same question to you.
Yeah, very similar to what Sam has just said there. I think absolutely throw yourself into it, and the opportunities to actually be together in person I thought were really valuable as well. I think it was great to have the option to do it hybrid, and for us coming down from Scotland it was difficult to get to Manchester or wherever else at points, but when the opportunity does arise to be there in person and meet your peers and grow a bit of a network, I think that was really invaluable for me.
Excellent. Is there anything else that anyone wants to say before, well, we can open it up to the floor if anyone has any questions, but is there anything else that anyone wants to say? Okay.
Just want to say thank you for putting it on and giving us the opportunity to do it and to learn more about the co-op and to meet all these wonderful people.
Yeah. Great, thank you. Does anyone have any questions? I can't see anything out there, to be fair. Because if not, we will move to the break a little bit quicker than what we were going to. So I just want to say thank you again and congratulations for completing the programme. So we'll give you a clap. So we have a quick break now, but if you can be back here promptly at 4 o'clock, and we'll be hearing from Rachel Blake, MP, Economics Secretary to the Treasury. So teas and coffees are back in there along with the exhibitors. So thanks, everyone.